So what's the difference between Satan, Lucifer, the devil, Baal, Moloch, and the Christian God, and the real God? Well, first of all, the devil is like hardly mentioned at all in the Bible at all. Most of the modern concepts around like the devil or Satan come from Paradise Lost, which was basically like an epic poem that came out during like the Enlightenment medieval era. I'd have to go back and look it up, but that's where most of our idea of the devil actually comes from. It's barely mentioned in the Bible. And then Lucifer is mentioned in the Bible, and that roughly translates to like the light bearer or like the opposition, like the challenger to God. And we see them mentioned in like Job, challenging Job. And then you have like the serpent that deceives Eve, but that is not Satan necessarily. Or Lucifer. A lot of people say that is a representation of Kundalini energy and her having like a great awakening to the knowledge of good and evil after eating a fruit, maybe like mushrooms or something. And then you get into the stoned ape theory, which kind of lines up with the story of Adam and Eve. And then Baal and Moloch, they were part of the Canaanite set of gods, pantheon, that's the word. And they were like war and storm gods, kind of similar to like Zeus, you could think of it. Very similar kind of archetype. And are they real is a question a lot of people are asking me. I like to look at these ancient deities as archetypes that have basically developed their own consciousness and exist within the spirit realm. And a lot of different cultures throughout history have very similar gods in their pantheons that represent very similar things. Like a triple goddess spirit. And also this like Zeus, Thor, storm god, Moloch, Baal kind of character comes out a lot too. Usually kind of representing the divine mother and the divine father. Or two halves of source energy. Or the real God, or the universe, or divine spirit, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That creator spirit we all come from and return to. That we are all a part of and is a part of everything. Are they real in the sense that they exist in this timeline? Not really, but kinda. Because these energies have had a huge influence on this timeline. Are they physically incarnated here? No. But does that representation of energy exist? Yeah, absolutely. And the more people that focus on it, the more like power it has and the more it exists in people's shared realities. And then we could get into how like there's so many different realities and timelines and they all exist on top of each other and they're all existing right now. And, you know, time isn't real. It's a whole thing. But people really need to stop focusing on like a good God or a bad God and like who should we worship and who should we serve. God's within you. Just look within yourself. Don't worry about all the good, bad stuff. Everything's duality. Everything's good and bad. And try not to be so scared. You are powerful. You are a creator of life and reality and worlds. You create your own reality. You have power here. Just do no harm to others. There is no hell to be afraid of unless you are such a shitty human being and do so much harm that you have a bunch of karma come upon you at some point. That's your personal hell. That's your punishment. And we are all here to learn and grow so we can escape that cycle of karma. We're all just here to learn. And I'm so proud of you. You're learning a lot right now. And it's a lot to process, so make sure you take care of yourself. Integrating a bunch of new information is rough. And it takes time. It's a fucking process. But hey, we're all in this together and we got each other, so shouldn't be that bad. And the cool thing about us all like manifesting our own realities and creating our own realities and like reality being malleable is if we all got together and like decided what reality we wanted to create together and put a lot of energy and intention towards that, I'm pretty sure that like, you know, we could turn things around and make them however the fuck we want. So I'd really like to get to that point of the adventure pretty soon here. That'd be great.